Welcome back everybody to Let's Play Super Mario Land 2. 6 golden coins for the Super Game Boy. Last time we beat Turtle Zone and the Halloween-ish theme looking land place. Somebody thingamajig? I forget what it's called already. Oh yeah, Pumpkin Zone. And today we're heading off to the space. Yeah, this kind of tripped me up as a kid when I first tried to find this zone, honestly. This is actually the one level in the game where you actually have to like go out of your way and find a secret exit in order to like even get into in the first place. So, yeah, that's a thing. But in this level's case, all you really need to do is ride the bubbles that the hippo spawns and ride it all the way to the top. Now I could just, you know, fly over to the top radius of the level and skip everything, but we'd miss out on some sweet coins and whatever this level's supposed to be. So I'll give this level a benefit of the doubt. If you happen to take the normal exit, however, you'll just drop off somewhere in the overworld map, and you'll just have to go back and do it again. Not much of a repercussion, but, that's a thing. Also, this thing just straight up gave me a fire flower. That's weird. And again, watch out for cloud formations. They will point you to different secret-y stuff and things. In the bubbles case, it doesn't control too much differently from water. Just hold the B button and it'll rise. It's a bit stiff, kind of, but like you'll get used to it. It's kind of one of those things where if you press in the direction once, you're basically going in that direction already, and you're not gonna stop unless you press the control pad like on the opposite direction once, or like just change directions entirely. But yeah, this is the space zone, and it's also the shortest zone in the game because there are literally only 2 levels, minus the secret one, which in this area's case, we're gonna actually go out of our way and get. So yeah, don't worry too much about me forgetting all about it this time around. But well, not that I was forgetting the others to begin with, but I was just trying to make for good pacing and the previous videos, so to say. But yeah, we're gonna get the secret level this time around and then tackle the boss level and all the zone in its entirety. Yeah, if you thought Super Mario Galaxy did space first, well, think again, kiddos. Mario Land 2 did it first before it was cool, damn it. So, I do have to ask though, why does Mario need a spacesuit in this game when he doesn't really need it in the Galaxy games? Did they really not pay much attention to canon, like, at all? Not that I'm surprised, because Shigeru Miyamoto basically went out on a limb and said that, like, Mario 3 was basically, like, a performance the entire way through, so that game might as well have not been an actual, like, urgent, like, adventure or whatever, but yeah, it's like, why? Little things like that, I guess. And heck, you even get a spacesuit in Mario Odyssey, too. And it's even got similar space physics in that game, too. Comparable to this. And I guess maybe Nintendo did remember this game's existence later down the road. I couldn't tell you. But one thing I should mention, though, is that the bunny ears are, like, literally flat out useless for this zone. Because you already are working on space physics here, the bunny ears do not function, like, at all. And you also don't have access to your spin jump either, so you have some interesting restrictions here at play. But yeah, take the upper route here and you'll gain access to the secret level. And what's kind of cool about Mario Land 2 compared to other games when they have secret levels is that they have different effects on the environment, aka the world map, whenever you gain access to them. Not all of them, But like, it's enough to kind of go, hey, that's kind of cute. And in this world's case, a star like literally shoot out of nowhere and crash landed into the moon. This game is so filled with charm, man. God damn it. I really want, like, for my wish list for another 2D Mario game, like, I'd say the 3D games are fine as is. Mario Odyssey is, like, quite literally my favorite Mario game right now. So, no, I don't entirely work off of nostalgia here, but, like, if they make another, like, Mario 2D game or whatever, like, do away with the fucking, like, new Super Mario Brothers motif and, like, actually work with, like, 2D sprites. I think there's a lot of, like, creativity and just, like, design that can come out of, like, going with 2D sprites. I think 2D sprites in general just look a lot better than, like, 3D models in some cases. And for a Mario game, I think that could work out well. I mean, Nintendo's already kind of bringing back, like, 2D, like, Mario art designs. Like, if you've seen, like, the character portraits in Mario 3D World, you'll know what I'm talking about. But, I'd really like to see just another 2D Mario game. Kind of like Sonic Mania or something, where you have all of these different, like, environmental-looking worlds that you go through. And, I'd say that'd be a nice blast to play. A very nice blast to play indeed. But yeah, I fucked up one of my jumps and didn't go through the whole level entirely, taking the upper route. So, I kind of fucked up on getting some extra lives along the way, which kind of blows, but whatever. I got my exit. I kind of got that little percentage, like, completion ratio, like, added up there for beating that level, so I guess in the end it doesn't really matter to me. But, like, wouldn't it be cool, though? Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be, like, say, super pixel-based like Sonic Mania was, but it could very well be, like, a very clean-looking, like, 2D design, not unlike, say, the way games like Guilty Gear and Dragon Ball FighterZ looks, for example. But I don't know. I have a pretty weird wish list when it comes to things I'd like in video games. I mean, it's not a very picky one, but, like, it can be a little bit out there sometimes. What's a little bit tricky about the space zone, at least in the first area, anyway, is that, this level has a lot of tricky jumps here and there. Like, you'll definitely have to kind of edge Mario off the edge of, like, the platform before jumping to another. And that can certainly throw some people off, especially if you're used to cheesing the whole game through with, bunny ears the whole way through the game, I guess. Did I word that, like, super fucking awfully? What is English? And I am a boss at minigames, as always. As always. Unless it comes to fucking slot machines, then I'm like the absolute worst when it comes to luck. But, now we're at a star, and suddenly the physics have changed, like, pretty much entirely. And this level, you hold the jump button, and Mario basically flies, so to say. So if you ever wanted a flying level in this game, well, this level has you covered, I guess. In case you were disappointed in how the bunny ears were handled. It almost kind of reminds me of, like, one of those Gradius-looking levels where it's a horizontal shooter and you're constantly dodging things along the way. Maybe it's supposed to be a callback to that, I couldn't really tell you. But this level could actually be a little bit rough if you're not super pixel perfect with how you position Mario through these star mazes. And, of course, since this is an auto-scroller, if you happen to get squished by these blocks, you know, moving forward, you will die instantaneously, so watch out for that. But, what's kind of weird about the spiky-looking star enemies here, at least the stationary ones anyway, is that since they're background objects, kind of, if you take damage from them, but, like, aren't in a position to, like, move back into, like, a safe zone, you can actually just phase Mario right through them and be able to go through unsaved, you know, outside of the initial hit of damage you took. So be sure to use invincibility frames if you have the opportunity. I'm pretty sure if anybody speedruns this game, not that I've seen any to really say, they probably take advantage of little things like that. And the music here is really nice too. I love humming this piece of music in particular. Mario Land 2 isn't the best soundtrack. In fact, I'd still say like I like Land 1's a little bit better. But again, there's some pretty good tunes I'd definitely have people check out. And you know, I have a Discord server after all, so maybe I might post some of these tunes up on the announcements channel whenever that comes to be. And yeah, our boss here is none other than Tatanga, the first boss of the original game. And as sad as it is for me to say, this is actually his last appearance in any, like, Mario game period. Like, after this, he basically does not make an appearance ever again. And yeah, Tatanga was kind of a lame-ass villain anyway. I'm kind of glad we stuck with Wario in the end, no less, so yeah. Sorry, Tatanga, but you're kind of, like, weird and obscure and dumb, and you're kind of like a lame henchman kind of character anyway, who didn't really have any motivations behind him. Like, at least you got a second game to appear in. That's more than you can say for Wart and Mario 2 USA, where you never see him again outside of, like, an unusual appearance in Link's Awakening, I guess, but yeah. Rest in peace, Tatanga. That's going to be the last time you ever see him in a Mario game. But now that we have the last level open to us, and that statement alone, the final boss in its entirety, we can go off and finish the game now, or we can go back and find all of the secret exits. And I'm doing this level here just because it counts towards the completion, and this is a good level to come to if you happen to have a high quantity of enemy points and just need, like, some enemies to, like, grind off of for lives. Not that you'd ever really need to grind lives anyway. If you're wondering why I'm being so careless and running into enemies constantly as I'm having the Starman power-up available and not paying attention to the music, like, there is a cue in the music that tells you, hey, it's kind of coming to an end. You might not want to be over-aggressive here. It's because I'm not actually listening to it at all. I'm wearing headsets as I'm playing through this, despite using a group mic, just because it helps me get my bearings in better shape. So I can barely hear the game audio, if I'm being totally honest here. What's also cool too is that if you get all the secret exits in each zone, the background will also change. And since there was only one secret exit to begin with in Space Zone anyway, that already kind of came into play. But as I had said before, there can be situations where there will be not one but two different secret levels in each zone, so make sure you go out of your way and find those. Yada yada yada, except for Mario Zone, because that's a total waste of time. Don't do it. I've done it. I've tried. But yeah, with the one and only secret level in Tree Zone, basically you want to take the sap here and basically go all the way down. It is not a bottomless pit like the game wants you to believe at first initial glance. take the, actually, I don't think it's over here, is it? Well, regardless, I'm going to just go right back and take this route instead. I was a bit mistaken. I'm sorry. I haven't played this game in years. Well, my brother did pick this game up, like, a few months ago when he went out of town with my parents. Just throwing that out there, just to kind of give you an indication of just how easy this game is. Not that I'm denying my brother's skill or anything. He's actually really fucking good at games for a 13-year-old. In fact, I'd say when it comes to shooters, he probably schools me in them, but you would have for me. But, yeah, he basically had no problem with this game whatsoever outside of the final level, where I did kind of help him with it a little bit when he died on the final boss and realized that, fuck, there were no checkpoints in that long-ass stage. Ugh. But again, we'll talk about the final level when we get there, because, oh boy, it is a ridiculous change in difficulty once we get there. It can throw off a lot of players who were super accustomed to the easy difficulty right off the bat in Mario Land 2. But, with this level, this is another good level to have if you have a high quantity of enemy points on hand. Simply because there's so many Koopas around that you can't not go back and use a Starman for all of these things. Because, as I said, all it takes is 5 enemies, and then all of a sudden, like, you have yourself basically an endless chain of lives, so to say, as long as you keep killing enemies along the way. I don't even know if there's a Starman in this stage or not. I wouldn't be surprised if this stage is designed for you to keep your enemy, like, counter in check. But, if that's the case, rip. You won't be able to see me tear this stage apart. Can I get this? Oh yeah, you can also spin jump on question mark blocks. I think that gave me a life though, didn't it? Yeah. So yeah, come back to this level if you have a high quantity of enemy points, and it's basically a grind fest from there. But not that you need that many lives to begin with. Next up, we're gonna head to the macro zone. And it has the only, like, true, like, additional level that doesn't act like sort of a bonus secret level, in the sense that, you know how in Mario World where, I forget if I talked about this in one of the previous videos already, but I'll reiterate again, because why not? I have short-term memory loss, it feels like. You know how in Mario World where you could take these secret level exits and, you know, just like almost any other Mario game, really, and use them to skip over to different paths? Well, that's the case with this one. This one behaves more like a traditional, like, alternate level you can go into. So, if you're speedrunning this game, you might want to find a secret level for this particular area. But I probably potentially screwed that up because I wasn't paying attention and got myself bunny ears when I wasn't supposed to. I don't know, let's check. Do we have any fire flowers up ahead? I sure as fuck hope so. Oh my god, are you serious? Oh god, look at that slowdown. Not that it really happens in this game often, but it's a thing. Okay, here we go. And we screwed that up. If I didn't hit that invisible block there, I could have gotten into that pipe for additional lives, but not that I really need any, honestly. So, thankfully, we did have a fire flower over here, which honestly makes me think to myself, I probably should have, like, done that and got the secret exit here instead of having to, like, save it for later, but I'm an inconsistent little fuckhole. So, pay me no heed. Oh god. I can't jump on that bullet. That's got priority. Definitely want to be wary of the spikes below. The black spikes are actually instant death, by the way. They count as a pet, so steer clear of those. But yeah, you'll know if it's a secret exit pretty easily just from the little star above the door alone. So they're pretty easy to scout out. You know, just from telling the difference anyway. Some of these secret exits are actually pretty well hidden, if I'm being honest. I have no complaints there. Nothing like super cryptic or anything, but like something that does kind of make you have to like pay attention to like alternate paths if they exist. And I don't know why I didn't end up getting that life. Oh boy, tornado warnings. Gotta love those. Anywho, yeah, that scared the shit out of me. I just now realized I had the TV, like, on downstairs to keep the dogs occupied. I have my door open. Don't you worry. And, we usually keep the TV on for the dogs, but goddamn, I hate tornado warnings. They're so fucking annoying because, like, it makes this fucking obnoxious screeching sound, and it just... It's fucking jump scare material, I tell ya. Like, who thought shit like that was okay? I get you had to make an alarming sound, but that's just nightmare fuel. You could potentially make, like, I'm pretty sure you could make, like, another, like, Five Nights at Freddy's, like, sequel or something, and then if you use that sound, you'd probably scare some people. That is some easy jump scare, like, bait right there. Not that I'm trying to use it to John my death. That was me not being fast enough. Spin jumping those blocks and being a complete and total doofus, but I'm good at this game, I swear. But yeah, if you take this secret exit right here, you can jump right to the boss level, so that is a possibility. Something I didn't mention beforehand, though, and if this ever does happen, this is actually some pretty severe punishment that I've seen compared to other Mario games anyway, you know, outside of the first Mario game, because that just took you straight up back to the beginning. But in Mario Land 2, if you get a game over, you actually have to redo some of the boss levels. Like, some of the golden coins will fly off the castle entrance, and you have to go back and regain them. So that is some extra backtracking you have to put work into, and something you want to avoid if you're not very good at the game, let me tell you. But anywho, we are running low on time, so next time on Let's Play Super Mario Land 2, we're going to tackle the secret exits in Pumpkin Zone, Turtle Zone, make sure we're not forgetting anything, and then tackle the last level in the game. So thank you guys for watching, and see you guys then.